So I need a new guitar because it's been a while since I bought one and I really, really, really want one. But guitars are expensive and ugly. Why would I want to get all these piles of garbage when I could just 3D print one instead? So about a year ago, I finally bought a Bambu Labs A1 printer. Sure, we all know it, not really gonna explain what it is. If you don't know what that is, you should probably just go and buy one right now. But if Bambu Labs would love to sponsor a brand new upcoming channel, then I will happily talk about it for as long as you want me to. But with it, I've been printing a lot of fun things just around the apartment and my room. Lots of mounts, holders, a lot of stuff for Scatus, and then little cat miniatures for my girlfriend. Love that. But I've been craving really making something from scratch, not something that just holds another object or whatever. And you know, as a drummer of 15 years, I thought a guitar would probably be the best thing to do. Yeah. Whoa, you're gonna 3D model and print a working guitar? No, that would suck. I just found this guy's design online and I'm just gonna hit print and hope it comes out well. Shout out to Ollie_264 on Maker's World. Your design was great. But not just a guitar. On top of that, I want to make sure we can get some cool sounds out of it that aren't just plugins. So I'm also going to be 3D printing a guitar pedal that I'm going to write some code for and hopefully some other instruments along the way. But before we do that, I am literally constantly running out of filament. And from just posting some simple mounts for Scatus over the past year, I have gotten a couple $40 gift cards on Maker's World. So I'm going to do a bulk filament buy. Alright, you get the point. I have a lot of filament, you do not. Let's make a guitar. So I chose this user's remix of a 3D printed Telecaster because I much prefer a Stratocaster. He has a nice little write-up with this pretty cheap Amazon kit you can get. It's listed as $110 at the moment, but I've seen it for much cheaper, so definitely keep an eye on it. The unfortunate thing about this project is in order to 3D print a guitar, you have to first buy a non-assembled full guitar, take the body out, 3D print that, and then just use the rest of the parts and just figure out something else to do with the body. But at least it'll be a cooler body, right? Now you may be thinking, what? Sam, I thought this was an entirely 3D printed guitar. What do you mean I have to buy a kit? It's a good question if you're a 10-year-old that has never touched a guitar before, because unfortunately the neck of a guitar is just too important. You got this big rod through it. It warps over time. You got the frets and the board that your fingers are gliding across. And while it is possible, I've seen some people do it online, it's just probably in the long term gonna make a horrible guitar. So might as well just get a neck that isn't 3D printed because it'll make your guitar last as long as any other guitar. If you are nifty, you could definitely just buy all the parts individually. There's no need to get this kit, but I am lazy. I don't know. My guitar has arrived. Excited to open this thing and see all the cool parts. All right, we got the neck. It's actually pretty decent. We got the body that I don't actually need. And then last, we just have all the electronics and then the pick guard with all the stuff already on it. That's actually kind of nice. And then like an assembly guide or something. Yeah. All right, next I just needed to print the body. Very straightforward stuff here, printed out nice and easily. Then I just had to sand down every side that would need to get super glued together and clean that with some alcohol. Don't really know how it works so strong, but it came out great. Here is the body done. Okay, so before I show you the finished guitar, there was one more thing that was really bothering me. You know, the headstock of this guitar is just completely blank, whereas a normal one will have like a logo or some sort of design. And partway through this project, I did realize that I don't need a guitar. I have like plenty, and I'm also moving out at the end of this month. And my current guitar that I mainly use, my roommate slash best friend loves to just borrow it all the time. He honestly plays it more than me because I'm not playing that much guitar at the moment. So I figured I'll do the kind thing. I'll give him the guitar very reluctantly and sadly but it means that I can make a cool little logo with his name on it. So to make it more personalized to him, I designed and printed out this little logo with his name and suits from a deck of cards because he's a magician and it's cute. And honestly, it makes the guitar pop so much more. Guys, we did it. It's a 3D printed guitar and it kinda sounds good. I don't know, I mean, there needs to be adjustments, or like, I gotta get this guitar set up by an actual person. Wow, do you, Sam? Yes, he did, because I don't know how to adjust a truss rod or bridge to lower the action, but the guitar came together nicely, and especially after getting it set up, it plays great, honestly. But before I show you that, I think it's time to start designing ourselves a guitar pedal. Now, what on earth is a 3D printed guitar pedal? You may be wondering. Doesn't really make any sense. Obviously, there are many parts that go into it, kind of similar to a guitar, but even more so, and that they just can't be 3D printed. And it's a good question, and you're right. What I'm going to be doing is putting this inside of it. A daisy seed. It is a microcontroller designed specifically for audio purposes, really good for guitar pedals, synthesizers, whatever you want. You just plug it in, put code on it like an Arduino. And yeah, it'll be pretty simple. So I'll just put this in the 3D printed enclosure, solder some knobs together, put some code on it. And for the sake of this project, we're gonna say it is a 3D printed guitar pedal. The basic idea for the pedal is just going to be a distortion, chorus, and then this knob that makes things go absolutely crazy. It's my signature sound. Honestly, I put this effect in most of my pedals on my pedal board. Then once I got my dimensions set up, I put that in Illustrator and drew this amazing creation design thing that I then put on the 3D model and printed that out. Next, I wrote the code. Not going to go through the details of this, but it's just using the Daisy SP library for the Daisy Seed. If you want to learn more, I do have a video from a couple years ago about how to make a guitar pedal with the Daisy Seed, but I'm also planning a big, full, comprehensive guide on how to do one yourself, including designing and UV printing your art onto a metal enclosure, all for very cheap, so subscribe if you want to see that someday soon. Alright guys, now it is time to debut my brand new video game. It is a guitar pedal building simulator. You just play as me and you build a guitar pedal. Here's a clip of me on my first playthrough that went really well. You could just kind of watch me building it. I had a pretty good run this time. Weird bug, okay. Here's me just soldering some wires onto some potentiometers. I got a good speed this time. Okay, soldering all the parts on it. I did have to desolder in that one section if you saw. Came together pretty well. Fitting it in this case, that did cost me a lot of time, kind of took some time off the speed run, but then eventually I did get them all in there, fitted pretty nicely. Got some 3D printed knobs on top, and yeah, there's the pedal. Alright, so here we are. I got the pedal hooked up. You can hear the clean tone. I'm just gonna turn this on. I do have to turn my guitar down. I had a lot of pre-gain on this, but the nice thing about building your own pedal, you can hear that I have the chorus just always on, and that's because I kind of found my exact favorite variables to tweak to get my perfect chorus. And so I figured every time I have this pedal on, I'm just gonna keep the chorus on, and then this controls, I believe, feedback of the chorus. Yeah, it sounds like it. Then we got distortion, which is really touchy. If I were to turn this all the way up, it's gonna... absolutely epic, but would just break an amp. I don't even know. And then the real star, if I just... As you might be able to tell by now, I can't exactly play guitar well, so to demo the guitar and the pedal, I ended up getting my friend Donovan to help showcase it. He's really good.
I could do it in actually a different key too.
Okay, so instead of just watching other people play with this guitar, I want to make something with it. I thought that I could just do a little simple song or something, a little groove, but to do so, I figured might as well get some more 3D printed instruments. So I also printed out this little djembe with a drumstick, not exactly the way you play it. Figure I could get some easy drum sample in there. And an ocarina, which actually came out kind of nice. I used to have one of these, and I feel like this is pretty much the same thing. Maybe the intonation's a little bit off. But next, I wanted to find a way to somehow 3D print a microphone, maybe in the same way I did with the guitar and pedal, where I just print the enclosure. But then I found this cool Instructables on how to make one with like household materials, and I figured I could kind of just 3D print the body, but it didn't really go as planned. All right, guys, I made something weird and dumb. I don't really care anymore. It didn't work. I basically followed an Instructable on how to make a microphone. And all the parts that the guy was using were just kind of household stuff. So I was like, great, I'll 3D model this, design my own little thing. You guys at home, you can go print it out. You can go make a microphone. I knew it was going to be super low quality, don't get me wrong, but I can't get it to really record anything short of when you hit it very hard. Here it is. It is just magnets, coil, wire, simple microphone, wire at the end. The diaphragm here can come off, put it in. I am gonna link this in the description because somebody can maybe figure out how to do this right. I think the problem is maybe with the film here, this is like saran wrap or whatever that I hot glued or super glued onto there. I'm still gonna use it in this song in the end. I'm thinking for just a kick drum, probably, maybe some other sounds. But yeah, I'll hook it up right now and show you what it does sound like. Okay, I have this hooked up. I'll probably have to turn up the volume a ton afterward. You can hear if I touch it, you can hear it. If I yell, you maybe can. Yeah. All right, here we are. Got all of our 3D printed stuff. Djembe, ocarina, the mic is right here. Got the pedal and the guitar on my left. It's time to create some music.
Hello, hello.
I gotta say, I'm very sad to let this thing go. It's so light, so unique. The plastic, honestly, I thought it might like hurt or like get like plastic splinters, but it feels really smooth, really nice. But obviously you have to see how everything kind of holds up long term, but that's unfortunately not for me to find out. And I honestly think it'll be fine. I don't see why not. I will put all the links for everything you have seen me 3D print and also the guitar pedal code in the description if you'd like to do any of this yourself. I got lots more projects coming, mostly music related stuff, plenty of 3D printing, coding, all that. So like and subscribe if you'd like to see more of that.